All right, back at Evans High School, again, John Pierce Blanchard Memorial Stadium, a stadium shared by Lakeside and Evans when Lakeside was in its infancy, but they have their own stadium now. But they're here to take on their arch rivals, Evans, winners of 2 straight in this series, and they lead the all-time series as well. So we got ourselves a good ball game tonight. Should be a tight contest. Another thing to keep an eye on, we had on the starting lineup sent to us by the coaches, it looked like Nick Reed would be starting at quarterback. However, the original starter, Nick Patterson, was out warming up, had his gear on, looks like he's ready to play. He's been out the last couple of games with a concussion. He got hurt 2 weeks ago against Richmond Academy, but he may be able to play. We'll keep a close eye on that. Patterson wears number 10 in white, so we'll be keeping an eye to see whether or not he is out there. He was the starter from a year ago. There's the first year, well, actually, that's one of the assistants at Evans. Evans with the first-year head coach, O'Neal Lackey. His son, Levin Lackey, splits time at quarterback. However, as we mentioned in the pregame earlier, he is not going to be playing tonight, so it'll be big fella Dylan Jordan, 6'5", 230, the big quarterback for Evans. There's the coaching staff for Evans, guys like Neely Lovett, Marvin Marshall, some great, great players in their own right in their day. Ryan Bennett, former Evans standout in football and baseball. So the Knights set to kick it off here. Doing the honors is number 23, Max Tyler. And Tyler's kick is into the end zone. Hold on a second. It bobbled in the end zone, but it will be a touchback. That was close to disaster there for Lakeside. That was Jamar Bigham. So Lakeside will have it 1st and 10. Let's see who's in there at QB for Lakeside. It looks like Nick Reed is back there. He is the backup. He came in the Richmond game, Matt, and was brilliant. 9 of 13 for 170 yards and 3 touchdowns. And it looks like Reed is in there. In our first installment of Game Night Live, remember, Reed was fielding a punt and took a big shot on an early hit, not a late hit, had a tooth knocked out. That first pass is wobbly and incomplete. Remember that big hit he took, Matt? He was fielding a punt, got hit up high, and lost a tooth, had to come out of that game, but obviously he's come back and played well since. Yeah. Yeah, he took a shot. Actually, it was the son of North Augusta coach Brian Thomas, Britt Thomas, on the early hit there while Reed was back to field a punt. Here's Reed on a run to the right side, and Reed is going to pick up really good yardage. He's across the 30 for the first down. So nice run, just a simple run to the right by the quarterback. Again, I mentioned Evans a little short-handed without a star linebacker, Kobe Germany. But that was just kind of a simple run to the right. Good yardage for Reed. So Reed down his shotgun after picking up the first down, 1st and 10. Lakeside with the ball. Evans Knights on defense in all black. Reed's going to run the same play virtually, and he's again going to pick up good yardage. He's finally brought down, but not before he picks up about 8. So there's a flag down here. Lakeside talking about some of the injuries that have happened. Nick Patterson, their starting quarterback, out, although, like I said, he is dressed tonight. Don't know if we'll see him or not. Also, one of their big linemen, Scout Slay, is banged up. He's got a shoulder issue. And Hunter Bentley, slot receiver, has been battling an ankle injury all season. Those are just some of the injuries for Lakeside on key personnel.
Yeah, I know Bentley earlier, we were trying to see if he would get in the game, but he was still in the boot, so
yeah,
for him to still be out.
He came back in week 2, though. Came back and played against Richmond and played well. Don't know if he's re-aggravated that injury or not. And Reed is brought down. Nice play by big number 59 for the Knights there, Parker Stokes. So nice job getting penetration and making the play by Stokes. So Lakeside now with a decision to make here on 3rd and short. And Reed, now it looks like he's going to talk to his receivers, talk to the sideline a little bit, change the play up. Evans with a three-man front. Reed's going to run it, trying to get to the outside. He's going to be awfully close. I think he spun his way to the first down.
Close to the 42-yard line.
So it is going to be a first down for Lakeside on the run. And, folks, we apologize. We've got a mic issue with Matt's microphone, Matt's headset. We're going to try to get that taken care of as soon as we can. So you're stuck with me. There's the Evans cheerleaders. Like I said, this is always a big week between these two teams. Last 2 years, Lakeside came in as probably the favorite in the game, but Evans has come away with two big wins. One of those wins, it was the Max Prep National Rivalry Game of the Week 2 years ago right here. Reed pump fakes, going to throw. Got a man, but he overthrows him.
Pass is incomplete, intended for number 11 for the Panthers, Deshaun Barnes.
He was looking for Barnes, and
Second down and 10.
that's one thing to look for Lakeside. They lost some great wide receivers. B.J. Raymond, who's at Savannah State, Stefan Husa, who is at Mercer, making a name for himself, had 2 interceptions last week. That they need their young receivers to step up. Hunter Bentley being banged up doesn't help. And Barnes and company, they need those guys to step up the rest of the way. Both these teams have already played the number 1 team in the state, Northside Warner Robins. Lakeside coming off a loss last week to Northside, 30-7. Evans coming off that tough loss to Grovetown. Here's Reed to run it, this time to the left side, and he's going to be brought down from behind. That's Stokes again. Parker Stokes looking pretty good so far in this one. A couple of nice plays by him. There's big number 59, Parker Stokes.
Stokes on the stop for the Knights.
And there's Nick Reed, good-looking athlete for Lakeside. Again, he is the backup quarterback, but he has played well. Led them to a win against Richmond thanks to 3 touchdown passes. And as you can see from this game already, he can also run the ball well.
3rd and 7. Nice fans, let's hear for your defense.
So here we go. 3rd down and 7. Ball at the 45. Lakeside in a shotgun. First pass was a little bit wobbly from Reed. This time he's going to run it. He's set up to throw, but he's going to run for his 3rd first down on the ground, carrying the football a little loose, but he's able to hold on to it. And it's a first down for the Panthers.
Didn't stop running, just kind of kept going, didn't try to do a breakdown and try to cut one side or the other, just kind of continued to move. And then he was still able to get the first down.
So Lakeside, the offensive lineman there, number 64. You didn't have to wait for the officials. You saw him signal the first down. That is Hahn, Samuel Hahn, number 64. Lakeside lost 6 players last year that are playing on the college level this season. It's just from last year's graduation class, including, of course, Rashad Roundtree, who is at Georgia, and Stefan Husa, who was the county player of the year. And as I mentioned earlier, he's a starter at Mercer, and last week intercepted 2 passes and had a punt return of over 40 yards and a kick return of over 40 yards. Delay a game on Lakeside. That'll back him up. So that'll back him up, make it 1st and 15.
Backed up a little bit further. But again, they've been able to pick up.
All right, here we go. Ball back at the 50. 1st and 15. And like I said, folks, we're efforting to get Matt's microphone. I did not sabotage him. If I were going to do that, it would be for the radio show. So Nick Reed in a shotgun. He has run for 3 first downs already. Now he's looking to throw, and Lakeside may have got away with a hold there. That ball is tipped away. Nice play by Garrett, but is there a flag on the play? Yeah, I think Lakeside might be guilty of holding here. It looked like one of the Evans defensive linemen were breaking free to rush Reed and might have got grabbed from behind. So that's going to back up Lakeside. Here we'll get the call. So it is holding on Lakeside.
Remains first down back at the 36-yard line. First and 29 for the Panthers.
So first down for Lakeside, but a long way to go, 29 yards. It's backed up all the way to the 36-yard line. You know, they were over on the Evans side of the field, but a couple of penalties in a row here. Delay a game and a holding. Just back Lakeside up. First drive of the game, Panthers, 3 first downs already. Looking to throw is Reed. Throws off his back foot, and it's incomplete. So Reed, who threw the ball well in the Richmond game, not having as much success here in the first quarter tonight. He was attempting to get it to number 15 for Lakeside. That is McLaurin. And the pass was incomplete. Again, he threw it off his back foot. So Lakeside on 2nd and 29. Coach Steve Hibbett's in his second year at Lakeside, and Lemuel Lackey in his first year at Evans. A lot of turnover in Columbia County the last few years with the coaching staffs. And Reed's going to run it to the right. He's had success over there, but this time he's brought down after about a 4-yard pickup. Maybe 5, but about 4 yards.
And still kind of swimming with the football to try to get past the defenders there. So just because you're able to get away with it now, maybe later on in the game, it might be something that creates a turnover for Evans.
All right, so Matt is back, and Lakeside's in a tough spot here. 3rd and 25. Ball at the 40.
And Reed struggled to throw it early on in the game, and remember, underthrow really to his side of the field. So we'll see if they try to attack the wide side of the field with obviously a pretty lengthy get to get the first down.
Yeah, hasn't completed a pass yet. Looking deep. Got a man. It's caught. That's McLaurin. He's tackled up around the head. It's a huge play for Lakeside. Lathan McLaurin on the reception. He was wide open down the middle of the field. Beautifully thrown ball that time by Reed.
Yeah, and it was one of the first couple plays of the game, but it was a bad underthrow for Reed. But right there, he shows off he's got enough touch.
Yeah, he's on all his throws tonight, he's been well off until that one. That was beautifully thrown down the middle of the field. Good protection by the Lakeside offensive line as well.
And for Evans, Derek Mims trying to defend the passer just jumped a little bit early, and since the pass had enough air under it, receiver was able to get under it.
Mims is kind of a do-everything player, and the problem is with some injuries and due to graduation, he's going to have to do a lot this year for Evans. We've got a timeout on the field, Lakeside. Let's take a timeout with them. We'll be back. 7:05 to go here in the first quarter. Lakeside on the move after getting a 3rd and 25 conversion. We'll be back. It's WJBF Sports Game Night Live. Back at Evans High School where the Knights trying to stop Lakeside on this first drive. The Panthers, though, converting a long 3rd down on a beautifully thrown pass from Nick Reed to Lathan McLaurin. And they are in business in the Orange Theory Fitness Orange Zone. 1st and 10 at the 17, Matt.
You see the officials let him get situated here for Evans. This is the sort of drive you would hope that you would get Lakeside off the field because they've been able to pick up first downs, which hurts so much for the defense, by just barely picking them up and kind of running the same play just over to the right each and every time.
They had a different alignment that time, though. They had 3 running backs in the backfield instead of wide receivers there to kind of lead block for Reed. And like you said, just a simple play, ran to the right, but he had big James Coley and company in that backfield with him. We'll see if they keep that power look on their offense.
Because Evans did a pretty good job up into the 3rd and 25 and then giving up that big pass. Again, you think for sure you're able to get your defense off the field and get the offense out there, but stretching this drive out for Lakeside.
Again, Lakeside doing the same exact thing. 3 lead blockers. This is kind of interesting. And Reed's going to pick up. He's going to be down to about the 6. Looks like he's got a first down. So it's a first down for Lakeside. Again, they brought 3 bigger backs in, and they have them in front of Reed, and they're just kind of shuffling those guys from one side to the other.
Yeah, I mean, outside of the long pass play, it's been kind of just a heavy dose of Reed running the ball. I mean, when you start the game off with a 10-yard gain and then follow it up with an 8-yard gain, You're kind of marching down the field with it. Why stop?
Yeah, and he's completed the one long pass that was key to this drive on 3rd and 25. Reed, again, has those lead blockers. They're just going to run something simple. And Reed's going to try to get to the outside. He dives, and he's in. Touchdown. A great athletic play by Nick Reed, the young quarterback for Lakeside, making only his second start of his career. And he drives against the arch rival Evans. He drives right down the field and gets the score.
And kind of leaps into the end zone. Again, close call for the referee down there, but he was able to get the ball past the right inside of the pylon and get the touchdown. Very athletic play.
Yeah, and I love the offense. They changed it up when they got down inside the 20 and brought this power look in. So Lakeside will try to tack on the extra point. And doing the honors is Grebeck, the freshman, Brendan Grebeck. Known Brendan's father for a long, long time, Jason Grebeck. And Brendan's kick is up, and it is good. So Lakeside eats up half the first quarter on a long drive, 80 yards, culminating with a run from Reed from 5 yards out. It's a touchdown for Lakeside. They lead at 7-0. We'll take a timeout here. Back with more WJBF Sports Game Night Live from Evans High School in a moment.
A 1-minute TV timeout.
Yeah.
Thank you for the Knights.
All right, we're back at Evans High School where the Knights find themselves down 7-0 midway through the first quarter. A great drive by Lakeside, 6:01. And they're going to do a little pooch kick here, fielded at the 25-yard line by Evans. And the return is out across the 35. That's Derek Mims. Mims, one of the most talented players in the area, first-team All-County from a year ago.
Kind of plays a lot of different positions.
He does.
Really athletic player.
That's what, you don't
for
see him
Evans.
put up tons of stats. Like, he's not a 1,000-yard rusher, 1,000-yard receiver.
Right.
Or, but because he plays everywhere. He'll run the ball. He'll be a receiver. He plays on defense.
And you hear the word a lot of people use for it is glue guys. Just somebody they have to have you here because if they don't, you really don't want to see what might happen.
He reminds me a lot of Ben John for Grovetown,
Yeah.
who last week had a long touchdown return on a fumble against Evans. There's the big quarterback for Evans, Dylan Jordan. He's been splitting time, but tonight no Levin Lackey, so he is the man. Evans' top running back is B.J. Berry. Keep an eye on him. He's could explode for big yardage anytime. And there is Berry wearing number 3 tonight. New number for him this year. And Dylan Jordan is the quarterback.
Yeah, and you talked about it earlier. Good start for Evans on the season. Again, last week kind of a setback, but all the players seem to be taking a Lackey system, excuse me. And
1 and 2 so
run
far.
off
They
with it.
they blew out Westside, then they
Right.
lost to Northside Warner Robins as the screen pass is complete to Connor Morningstar, his dad, a local coach in the area.
First down for the Knights.
So the Knights get the first down, but they won their first game in a blowout. They ran the ball down the throat of Westside. Then they lose to Northside. And then last week, the turnovers and penalties just killed them in a game against Grovetown.
I think it was 8 turnovers,
Six fumbles lost and 14 penalties.
which is basically like 2 turnovers.
Yeah.
Goodness,
Yeah.
when the amount's that high.
And they go to Berry this time. That play is whistled dead, though. Yeah, you got a couple of guys to watch on this Evans offense. Berry is the key guy. He's going to be the guy that's the workhorse. But also, they've got another back that had a huge game against Westside named Holiday, Latravius Holiday. He's a junior. He had 3 touchdowns and had over 170 yards on 6 carries against Westside. Hadn't done a whole lot since then, but obviously he's got some big play capabilities. And then also keep an eye on number 22 as well, Robert Clay, a senior that's been a part of this varsity team. He actually played a little bit as a freshman. And Robert Clay, a really talented player.
On this, right?
So 1st and 15 for Evans after the penalty. Dylan Jordan in the shotgun. Big kid looking to throw. And zips it in there. Nice pass. And it's complete right across the middle of the field. Number 80 on the reception. That's Rozier.
Brandon Rozier.
So Rozier with the catch.
And a great run after the catch. Able to split 2 Lakeside defenders and then drag a few more for a couple extra yards.
There's a good look at Brandon right there. Brandon Rozier, who made the catch. A nice throw also from Jordan. Did you notice how patient he was, and he waited for Rozier to come off his cut there? Made a beautiful throw. So Evans moving the ball as well here. First chance for them to have the ball. They hand it to Berry up the middle. There's Berry. He's a little guy, but he runs so hard. Had over 1,000 yards rushing a year ago. First team all-county performer.
Yeah, sometimes the smaller guys are the hardest guys to bring down.
Yeah, and you're seeing that. I mean, you watch Darren Sproles last Monday night against the Falcons. That low center of gravity. Devonta Freeman for the Falcons as well. Some of those little guys, of course, nobody better at that than Barry Sanders. And B.J. Barry, one of those backs as well.
Yeah, when you're trying to tackle them, you end up not hitting their waist, and you get some of their shoulder pads, and they can shake off tackles like that the majority of the time with their not only their low center of gravity, but a lot of the time those guys have cores that are so super strong they're able to just kind of push tacklers off.
Well, Barry gets the first down. Lakeside came with a blitz and actually looked like they'd stuffed the play, but Barry able to get forward and pick up the first down. Some good sportsmanship there by Coley, who was made the tackle for Lakeside, as he patted Barry on the head after the play. Again, these are huge rivals, but good to see those two congratulating each other on a nice play. So here's Jordan with 3 wide receivers to the left, and he's going to throw to the right. He's got a man out there. It's a little high. He was looking for Rozier.
Again, that's sort of a hard throw to be high on. Again, it's such a lengthy throw. Even if you overthrow it a little bit, by the time it gets there, it'll settle in a little bit, but
well, Jordan's got the arm. There's no question about that. Big, strong kid. Finally getting a chance to play after being a backup for last season to Matlin Marshall, who, of course, played in the Border Bowl, was the quarterback for Team Georgia in Border Bowl 2. And this time Barry trying to get to the outside of the left. Barry made a great little cut back to the inside and picks up about 7. Our officiating crew tonight, the referee is Donnie Richards, the umpire Tony Ross, Neil Smith is our linesman, the line judge is Stephen Billman, J.C. Murray is the side judge, the field judge is Woody Meadows, and the clock operator D.J. Williams. As you see our Doctors Hospital instant replay.
getting Barry running really well on this drive. Kind of gone to him a few times.
Like I said, he's their workhorse. He'll get the ball more than 20 times tonight. I'd be really surprised if he doesn't. Now Jordan's going to run it right behind Barry, and Jordan able to get to the outside and pick up a first down on 3rd and 3.
Yeah, trying to almost get there. It's kind of a hard down to let your blocking set up for, because it is 3rd down, 3 yards, so you just want to anxiously get there. But so instead of maybe waiting on the blocks, you see a little hole there, you get the first down.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Knights here. The ball is at the 22-yard line. Dylan Jordan, the quarterback in a shotgun, looking to throw. Steps up. Now he's going to be hammered, and he's brought down for the sack. Let's go down to the sidelines right now and check in with Stephanie French with an Augusta Auto Auction sideline report. Steph?
Hey, guys. Well, of course, Evans has a little bit of a downside to this season. They lost Kobe Germany earlier this season to a tear in his meniscus. He also hyperextended his tendons. Was talking to him on the sideline a little bit before the game started. Seemed a little bummed, but, you know, last year he was named to the National Freshman All-American by Max Preps. They ranked him at number 9 in the state for the class of 2018 for prospects. 76 in the country, so that definitely is a big loss for Evans. We hope to see him back next year. Back up to you guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Steph.
And a really good pass break up there. Connor Staten.
Yeah, Staten, who also serves as the punter for Lakeside, stepping up, making a nice play there.
And really jumping in front of Rozier to kind of block that pass. If he would have caught that, I'd be highly surprised if he didn't get in the end zone. Excellent pass breakup.
3rd and 13 now for the Knights. The ball at the 25. Stephanie talking about Kobe Germany, highly regarded sophomore who luckily has 2 more years left after a knee injury this season. So let's see what Jordan and the Knights do here on 3rd and long. Jordan rolls, steps up now, fires, got a man, back in the end zone, incomplete. He was looking for Mims, who has double covered.
And a pretty good throw there. Again, a lot of times you'll see a throw like that that's underthrown.
Well, the one thing
Mims
is
being guarded by 2 Lakeside defenders, but at least, you know, it's an incompletion and you still have another shot. It's not a turnover.
Well, he threw it where it was either going to be caught by his receiver or nobody. But now it's 4th down for the Knights. 4th and 13, but sort of in no man's land. They're going to go for it. From the 25, it would have been a 42 or 43-yard field goal, so they're going to go for it here.
We'll see if they try to look at Rozier again.
They have gone to Rozier a lot tonight. Let's see what they do. They throw. Got a man in the end zone. It's caught. That's Mims. It's a touchdown. On 4th and 13 from the 25, Derek Mims on a beautifully thrown ball by Jordan.
And I wanted to say, on the previous play, he still had both defenders beat. The quarterback would have just had to throw it thrown it much earlier. And right there, I feel like they saw that, and he could beat him again, and Mims did just that, beat him. He got the throw off in time, and they got the touchdown.
Yeah, they came right back to the same play, and this time Mims went up and made a great athletic play on a perfectly thrown ball by Jordan. So the Knights try to tie it up with the extra point, and the kick is no good. He had to kind of wait for a second on the hold, and the kick is pulled to the left and no good. So the Knights trail it. It's 7-6 Lakeside with 2:11 to go in the first quarter. So nice drive by Evans. And again, both teams converting on big plays. For Lakeside, it was a 3rd and 25 on a perfectly thrown ball that set up their touchdown. For Evans, on 4th and 13 from the 25, they get a touchdown pass.
Yeah, they saw something on that 3rd down, and they elected to run it again. And we were talking about Mims kind of playing a lot of different positions. And right there is kind of why you see they can, not just go with Rozier, who's a really good receiver, but also throw Mims in the mix. And he's a guy that can, most importantly, get open.
Well, he got open just enough there, and Jordan laid it in, and Mims went up and caught it at the top of the throw, too. So Evans will kick it off here. The extra point was no good. The kicker is Max Tyler, sophomore. There you see number 23, Tyler.
And a pretty balanced drive for Evans. A lot of running of the football, but also enough throwing to where you're kind of playing a guessing game for Lakeside on defense.
Well, Tyler boomed the last one into the end zone. This one down to about the 2. And here comes Lakeside on the return up past the 23. Big hit on the return for Lakeside was number 21, Jamar Bigham. Bigham's older brother was a great 3-year starter at linebacker here, Javion Bigham. So Lakeside with it for the second time. There you see Coach Lackey is the coach on the right that just got the football tossed to him. There he is. Take it over here for Evans after a really successful stint at at Laney. And it was highly thought of. A lot of schools that had coaching vacancies were looking at Lackey, and Evans was able to get him to come here.
Yeah, had a lot of good players down at Laney, guys that went on to not only have great years, but a lot of guys that had great multiple years. I remember George Myers down there, many
Ron Hall, even the great basketball player, was a
Right.
terrific football player as well. Here's Reed. He made one man miss, and he's got some room. Reed to the outside. He's across midfield, and he's going to be brought down by Mims, who is all over the place for Evans, but not before Reed makes a big, big gain. And, Reed coming up limping. That is not a good sign.
Looks like it might just be a twisted ankle. But Reed has a real unique, again, you don't see it very often. He doesn't look necessarily blazing fast when he starts running, but he gets to the point where he picks up a lot of yards. And as we saw in the touchdown leap, he's really athletic as well. Later on in this game, we're going to have our offensive and defensive players of the game brought to you by McDonald's. But I want to remind you that McDonald's has a great deal for you. After the game, enjoy a 10-piece McDonald's Famous McNuggets for only $1.99. McDonald's. I'm loving it.
That's my favorite part of the game every week. So here we go. Reed in a shotgun now. 1st and 10, ball at the 36. Reed hands it off this time, and first time we've seen anybody run it other than Reed, and that is Stokes on the carry. Stokes had a couple of nice runs against North Augusta. He just didn't get the ball much. That time, though, he is stuffed.
Well, and Evans ready for it, even though, like you said, Reed, the main runner so far in this game. Evans still having their eyes open inside the tackle box, making sure that the running back didn't get the ball, but he got it there, and they made a good tackle at the line of scrimmage.
So Lakeside on their second possession of the night. Both teams opened with scoring drives. Coming down to the end of the first quarter here. Minute 17 to go. Reed, a little Reed option here, and he's going to fake it to Stokes and keep it, but he's going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. I believe that was 44. I thought 66 might have been in there too. So Malcolm McCord, 66, makes the play. He had a little help from Jake Knight, number 44. There's McCord.
And sort of a tough read for Reed there, just because you're kind of playing off the running back to decide whether you give it to him or not. And sometimes you're able to fake it to the running back and sort of follow him as a lead blocker and kind of hide from the defenders. But right there, Evans, a good push up the middle, didn't really have anywhere to go. And still a little generous with the football, Reed is. It seems like when he runs it. Let's see if.
Well, he was almost very generous on that pass. Jake Knight nearly stepped in front of it for the interception. He did not see the linebacker coming over. He saw the safety giving room or corner giving room.
Yeah.
Thought he had plenty of room to throw the ball, but Knight came over from his linebacker spot and nearly had the pick. Under 30 seconds to go now. 25.5 seconds left here in the half, or in the first quarter, excuse me. 4th down for Lakeside. They're sort of in that no man's land area as well. Although Grebeck's got a great leg, they're not going to kick a 52-yarder. So let's see what they do on 4th and 10. Evans on their 4th down threw a touchdown pass.
Lakeside taking a lengthy amount of time.
And they're going to call timeout. So timeout on the field. Closing in on the end of the first quarter here. Every play is going to be important in this one. I got a feeling it might come down to the wire. And that extra point missed by Evans could haunt them. So far, no turnovers for either team. A couple of the Knights youngsters talking it over. Like I said, this is always an exciting week, Lakeside Evans, in every sport.
Kind of helps fuel, fall's famous for, rival games, not only in college and the NFL, but the high school level especially, just because, all these kids live in the same county, so they see each other each and every weekend.
All right, Matt, it's time. The Ken Nugent, one call, that's all. 4th and 10 from the 35. What do you do if you're Lakeside?
Well, earlier, 3rd and 25, they elected to kind of chunk it up in the air, and they were able to get it. They haven't been really successful throwing the ball outside of that, so I would imagine they would try something long just because, again, the pass was so right on the money.
Yeah, long and over the middle seemed to be open. Let's see if they go back to it.
I would think they're going to try to get it at least 10 yards in the air on the pass.
They set up a screen instead to McLaurin, and McLaurin is able to pick up good yardage, and he's going to have the first down. So well blocked on that screen, and McLaurin gets it. Now, he's made both big plays as a receiver, and again, in Game 1 against North Augusta, we didn't even call his name out. So Lakeside may have found themselves a go-to guy, at least so far in this game.
Yeah, elected to run the screen there. Good play call. Evans was trying to prevent anything from going deep. Again, a lot of their defensive players kind of had their feet on the first down marker, so right there able to pick it up underneath and get the first down on the run after the catch.
Not going to get another play in before the end of the quarter. So that'll be the end of the first quarter. Lakeside knocking on the door, and they lead Evans 7-6 here in a clash of Columbia County teams on WJBF Sports Game Night Live. We'll be back with quarter 2 in just a moment.